Hi, lovely.
Hello.
Oh
Hi,
my God, I love your
Elise.
hair. You braided your hair.
Yes, I'm trying something new so that it's not on my face.
Oh my God, I love your life right now. So let me see. How am I going to call this? Eva's on fire. What should we call this? Interview with Eva from Singapore. I'll just keep it
The
normal.
ping the ping pong momentum, I would say.
All right. Oh yeah, pineapple season is coming. Ping pong pineapple,
Yeah.
ping pong momentum. Interview with Eva from Singapore. We're going to share it in the group. Unless you want me to share it on my page. I don't know. What do you think is better? Do you want like full public, anyone can watch it, or like a private group with just the sales angel ladies?
I'm good. I can share my energy, my high vibe today with whoever wants to
I'm
feel aligned with
going to
this.
timeline this one. This is a timeline. All right, we're timelining this. So excited to talk to you. Okay. I actually have questions, like I've actually prepared questions for this.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Okay, so but if you guys are just joining us, I'm interviewing Eva, who's in Singapore, and you're an RTT magician, and you're on your way to a holiday with your kids. So she had to take my call from the airport in Singapore. Where are you going to?
We're going to Vancouver.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this time last year, when you had started learning a little bit of ping ponging with me, so ping ponging is, how would you describe it? Like from doing it for the last year?
So I would say for me, ping ponging, what it has allowed me is to be in such an empowered state of an energy that allows you to be okay if it happens and okay if it doesn't happen. And most likely it will happen because you are so objective about it, about not letting it coming from a place where you feel this neediness and this
Want,
really
lack.
wanting it to happen right, just to feel more safe or just to feel more in control. So when you're coming from this empowered state of trusting and knowing that regardless you're okay and cool with it, it like makes you become a magnet so that it actually ends up happening. You actually become more magnetic as time goes on. And right now I feel I have reached this really nice rhythm and momentum. And just to let you know, this just happened this morning. I woke up to a DM from somebody who knows me from back in my previous life. And these are the people that are watching, but they're not really interacting much with your content. And this person just reached out and said, "Hey, I'm interested in what you're offering. I want to know more." And so it's like this momentum is picking up steam, and it's just fantastic to see that. I don't know the how of how things are going to come about, how clients are reaching out to me, but what I do know is that they're reaching out to me. Like it's happening. This expansive energy is just coming in waves now, and it feels so exciting. And so I don't know, it just feels great. It just feels
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So the way it happens is every feeling we know how to feel continues to manifest. So we always get more of what we know how to feel. So this last year in my Sales Angel program, I really helped you anchor into the possibility that you can receive a lot of people that want to work with you, right? And what's fun, everybody watching, is now I told Eva last month, she goes, one of your oppositions to having more clients was you were heading away on vacation. And what I love about this is I said, well, you could just have a wait list. And you can't, it's hard as a therapist, as a healer, it's hard for us to be like, people are going to pay me before I go on vacation and I'm going to not work with them right away. There's a little bit of cognitive dissonance, like, what? So, like, I show up and I'm like, yeah, you're going to just be like, here's how much, they paid you. Some of them paid in full, right? I don't remember how many, because you have what,
Yeah.
people on the waiting list? Who,
Yeah.
who,
Yeah. So Yes. Yes. So what happened was a couple of people, I onboarded them sort of preliminarily. And
Yeah.
then I told them we're going to go full in, on this date, like thanks to your advice on how to approach it, and
Yeah.
saying like, hey, this is when we're going to actually get started with the sessions. And they're really fine and happy with it. They're just, I think that one of the main things that you have really helped me cement more and more is that when they make that decision to work with you, and when they actually go in, that already just helps them release so much that they already feel that they are healing and that they're transforming,
Made the
even if
decision.
they have to wait for the actual session.
Yeah, and I'll say this, which asking them to pay you is the easiest thing you're asking them to do. That's
Yeah.
the easiest
Yeah.
thing. For them to wire you the money, they're like, they have to click three buttons and they sent you the money. And yet for us healers and therapists, we think it's the hardest thing we're asking them to do. But in truth, it's the easiest thing you're going to ask your potential client to do is to pay you. That's the easiest thing ever. It actually
Yeah.
alleviates them of so much heaviness to know that, hey, I found my person, she's going to help me. And then
Yes.
it does to you as a therapist is it compounds. So now you didn't just get one client, you got three on a waiting list when you didn't even think it was possible. And I want to really encourage everyone, and I also just want to talk about Eva, who's an amazing person, because she also has articles on print, you write articles for brains. I want you to tell me that whole thing too. But it's really important to realize that having someone who kind of helps you get out of all of your lemons, because you might have more lemons in a couple months. You might be like, okay, I got through the imaginary fear that no one can pay me before I go on vacation, but then you had the desire to have a five-figure month, right? You were like, I really would like to manifest this. So,
Yeah.
so the heart, your desire was like, I want to manifest a five-figure month. And then your head was like, yeah, but I'm going away on a vacation. So I found, we always find the little ways to get what we want with ping ponging. So ping ponging is a deconditioning tool. So that means that it gets you out of your head, right? It gets you out of your head,
Yeah.
out of your fears, out of your wants and desires that are ego based, that are lack, that are low vibration. So tell me how you used ping ponging and archetype work to get print, to get into brains and to start writing your articles.
Okay, so that was quite fun as well. That was a big turning point as well, because for me, writing is one of my passions, and it's one of the ways that I am able to express myself. And it had been dormant for a long, long time. And when this opportunity to write for Brains magazine came up, I was really excited. As a generator, you have to be hell yes on
Yeah,
things
yeah.
to really move forward with them from that energy. And I was really, really excited. And then boom, the first wall came, which was I actually need to write the first article. And I remember that we ping ponged quite a bit on it because I was wanting to go at it from this place of if it's not going to be perfect, then I don't want to do it. There was this part
Mhm.
of me
Perfectionist.
that, yes, the perfectionist, and she didn't want it at a lesser scale than just a top or the top 10 of input. And so it took me a while. So we did a lot of ping pong, I remember. And then at some point, I also did the chair exercise that you have also shared and spoken about. And it was quite fascinating because I had three parts at the same time, having like a business meeting. And it was the mom in me that she was coming from a place of saying, look, you told me that we were just going to be a mom that gets to sell packages. And
And
so I agreed to
for you.
that.
Yeah.
And now you're talking to me about doing articles. Now you want to do lead magnets. Now you want to do all these things. And that was not the agreement. So she was not really fully on board with that. And then there was the CEO, the boss babe that is like, what do you mean? This is such a great opportunity. We really have such an amazing platform to share, inspire, to really help people know more about what we do, about what RTT is, all of those things. And she was really lit up. And then there was the fairy, like the fairy part, that she was just coming from a place of understanding that these two parts were not aligned. And she just wanted the best for everyone involved. So she was the mediator of sorts. And then once I went through that exercise, and we reached an agreement where all the parts were happy with that, that's when I was able to write the first article. And it was great and it was fantastic. And then now that I wrote the second one, it was so much easier. It was, the pressure was off. Like that first article was evidence to my brain that we could do it and that we could be safe and that nothing bad or terrible happened, and that we had fun in the process. And also, one of the things that Elise, you teach a lot about is thinking about the end result from that place of saying, with intentionality, how do you want to feel after this comes true? And my guiding light, or my North Star for me, was to say, at the end, I want to feel proud of what I wrote. I want to be able to look back on it and reread it and say, yes, I own each of those words that I wrote and I still stand by them. And I think that I did quality work, that people are getting value for it. So now the second time around, when I did it, I was less pressured into, the perfectionist in me was no longer there. And so I was just able to come again from that place of service, from that place of saying, I'm putting out content that has a lot of value. I'm lit up by it. So I'm also excited to write about it. And I just did it so quickly, like in a fraction of a time that it took me to do the first article.
Amazing.
It was like from one day to the next almost. I had like an outline, and then I just fill in the gaps because I knew we were traveling. And so I didn't have a choice. I was like, I either do it or I do it. And this is how it's going to be. And that's the end of it. And so I blessed it. I released it. Yeah. And then it turns out that it made the highlight list of the mindset section in the magazine. So they highlighted it. It was like number one out of like the several ones that they listed. And I was just like blown away, because it was just like, wow, it's amazing how I'm compounding this effect of, yes, I want to feel more like this. I want my articles to really be highlighted. I want to continue creating value. And I know that it can be easy and it can feel great, and I'm still safe doing it. So you can bet, like, the third article is,
it's about finding evidence and compounding. Because last year, when you found me, had you sold any packages when you started working with me?
No, I think I had sold one for like nothing. Just like pretty much for free, almost. Okay.
And so it's, you guys, like, I just want to explain this. Like, Eva didn't start out having a waiting list close to a 5-figure month and being published on Brains. I just want everyone to understand, you were not working, right? You were just raising your kids. How old are they? They're pretty small, right?
Yeah. So they were 6 and 4 at the time.
6 and 4. Yeah. So there was a lot of opposition from your mind to make money because your husband works. And you had, the archetype, the mother archetype, I talk about her all the time, blocking even your mind from even being able to think and see how it could happen. Do you remember that? How you're like,
yes,
just don't see. And then, so we got through the mother layer. And then when it came to really holding space on discovery calls, I remember I was rollerblading, ping-ponging with you. And you were like, okay, the woman booked the call, I'm going to get on the call. And then you wouldn't even sell on the phone. You would want to send them the invoice. Remember that?
Yeah.
I would be like, did you send the invoice? And you're like, no, not yet. I'm like, take her credit card over the phone. Remember that? Because it was so foreign for you to get paid, which you're good at. So there's a lot of hand holding at the beginning, right? And now it's like, oh, no big deal. Like, let's go. But it took months, and I really want people to realize, like, but the good thing is you did start selling quite quickly. Like, things did show up, like you could see it was working. You had some, you could, because I remember you didn't want to do sales conversations because there was a fear of rejection. Remember that from like high school?
That was the big one. Yes, that was big. And so I just want to touch on two things that you shared, because I think it also shows the progression, and it's
Yeah.
really inspiration for anyone that might be feeling in that same space. So last year, exactly a year ago, we were ping ponging. I was on holiday, and the opposition was that I felt that if I continued sort of being open for business, so to speak, and allowing people to reach me and talk to me and have preliminary conversations, that there was this fear of, then I'm not really enjoying the holidays, then I'm not getting love and approval from the family, or all these narratives that we go into. And now the energy is so different. Now I feel so solid in my energy and so empowered and supported. Like my husband, my kids, they're excited when I'm excited. They're happy when I'm happy. Like they celebrate with me. And it has freed me up to stop telling myself those lemons, as you say, and
Yeah.
to say, no, actually, yeah, I'm still on holiday, but I can have a conversation with someone. I can still send them a link. Like they can still ask me questions, and they're just going to have to wait for my response because there's time difference or whatever. But for the most part, everybody's fine about it, and nobody has a problem with it. And so I have discarded that old conditioning quite a bit. So that's the first point, that it really, in the span of a year, for me, it has changed so much. It's like a complete 180 that I feel so happy about and so excited, because now you bet that going on holiday is not going to be a cause for anything other than, yeah, I'm going on holiday and I'm still a therapist and I can still have clients and I can have a waiting list. And somebody can still reach out the day that I'm leaving for the airport to ask for my services. And it's fine
Yeah.
because we have worked with the ping pong game through all of that. But the other thing that my husband highlighted for me just a few weeks ago, because I was talking to him about it, and he's like, you know what? Not a lot of people have that sense of enjoyment of having those sales calls, and you do. And he picked up on it because I said, hey, I'm having a sales call and I love having sales calls now. Like I really, really love them. They are so enjoyable and they are so pleasurable
Did you believe
because,
me last year when I told you that?
and I'm blown away because I tell my husband, it's as if the people that get on the phone calls with me, they have read your, like, they have taken your course. It's like they're reading off a script with me. I'm like, oh my God, it's like line by line. It's like the sequence and the order is just like clockwork, just like Alex said it would happen. And I'm blown away because
You
I'm
know,
like,
I
I know
keep
they have a
telling people I've been doing this for 15 years, and I don't think people understand, right? It's like, yeah.
no, no, no. It's at the beginning, you're just a bit dubious. You're like, are you sure, Alex? Maybe for me it's gonna be different, but no. Like really, they're following the script with
All the way
me
to payment, all the way to showing up,
all the way to
all the
payment,
way to
all the
having
way to
amazing results. Yes.
all the way to payment. And so I just love it. I really feel that you have helped me crack that code for me where I'm like, yeah, I love getting on sales calls and I love coming at them from the energetics that you teach and from your concepts and those principles, because now the more I do it, the more I enjoy it, the more pleasure I get, the more calls I'm going to have, because it's just this positive
You
loop
love
that will
it.
continue to feed on itself.
The more you love it, the more you get it. You always get more
Yeah.
what you love. Like,
Yeah.
perfect. And then, the more people buy, the more you're like, let's get on more sales conversations because people
Yeah.
keep buying at the end. And you guys, they're not, it's like several $1,000s. I just want to make sure. Like, it's what, 33, but you might raise it to 44, right? And I
Yeah.
told Christina the same thing. So Christina is another RTT sister. And I tell you guys things, and maybe when you hear me, you're like, did she just say this out of her ass? Like, how does she know? So I told Eva, oh, you're going to get to the end of the conversation and you're just going to tell them, here's the price that we start on this date. So they're essentially paying you to get on kind of a wait list. And it
Yeah.
happened exactly as I told you. And I
Yeah.
told Christina the same thing, and it's even recorded. I said to Christina on a call, I say, You're going to raise your price today because she had a sales conversation to 44.44, and you're going to see it's going to be as easy as when you sold it for 33.33. She got on the phone, she said, oh my God, it was so easy, and she paid in full. So she literally
Amazing.
evidence of getting a full payment of 44.44 on the phone. Like that just really makes us better healers and therapists because we got paid ahead of time. We're not thinking, what if she doesn't like the session? What if she doesn't like the result after 3 weeks and she stops making the payment the next month? You know, like when people pay you in full, you don't even have to worry about that. Like it makes you a more intuitive, present therapist, which then gets better results for your clients. You know, what do you think about
Yeah,
that?
and I absolutely. And I have a story about that as well. A year, like it was like a year and change ago that I had met someone and we had gotten on a call. Then I was selling my packages for a fraction of what I'm selling them today. And she didn't buy. And so we stayed in contact. Like she joined a couple of other things that I did online, like some like quick challenges and things that I had set up. And she was in my sphere, and I was happy to provide whatever she needed in that moment. And I knew that some people are just not meant or ready or whatever, but that was
You
fine.
didn't
I was
take it
very neutral.
personally, right? You didn't take
I
it
didn't
personally.
take it personally. No, because it was all good. Turns out that a few weeks ago, she reached out again and she said, I need to get on a call with you because she literally said, I'm in a hole. And I said, okay, this is my link. This is how I onboard my clients. This is how they get in touch with me. This is how we start the conversation. And we got on the call and I said, just like the script, these are the things. And with her, it was the first time that I raised my price to my actual price. So she was the first one that actually came in at that much higher price, like probably more than double than what she had paid the first time around when we had that first
You told her,
conversation.
yeah, what you told her was the price. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. And then this time she said yes. This time she didn't even blink. She was like, okay, I'm ready. So it also gets to prove, and I guess that you wrote it there as well in the text, the pineapple season is coming, is that sometimes clients are going to get better results when they pay more. Maybe, she wasn't meant to go into investing in herself at that price. She needed to invest at a higher price. And I also needed to be on a higher energetic to help her as well, right? So all these things come together at the right time, and it's having that trust and that faith that, yeah, it will be aligned when it's aligned, and it will be the right
And
time
I
for
just
them.
give you a little hint. When people pay you that easily and quickly at your new high price, you probably are going to want to raise it again.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's just me. All right.
I think back from my trip, I would probably have some new
So now you're
thoughts
going to
about
ping
that.
pong
Yes.
on allowing people to buy you at the next new price. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
And we're not like, again, like I said it in something, I can't remember. Yeah, my last rant. Like the people who work with us love it. I have so many testimonials. You're one of the women who've paid me quite a lot of money to work with me. And here you are a year later, like you still love it. You still are in my world. This isn't, people get results, okay? People get results and we change their lives. So it's important to kind of note that there is an investment from them and from us.
Right. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
what else do I want to ask you? So I took some notes, but maybe I have a couple questions. Oh yeah, I want to share your beautiful articles on brains because this is so cool. Would Eva a year ago realize this would be happening?
No, I don't think she had an inkling of what was coming up. No, no
Okay,
idea.
so and then I also got your feature. I'm sharing what you're doing. So you got latest in mindset in brains. Is that in the stories? You got
Yeah,
featured?
yeah,
Yay!
exactly.
Go
Yeah.
Eva. Go Eva. So I want to just talk super quick about ping ponging. So ping ponging is always completely free because we do it with each other, just so everybody understands. So like if anyone ever wants to ping pong, with us, you get into one of my courses and then you get into the group and you might be ping ponging with Eva, you might be ping ponging with me, we might be ping ponging with the other sisters, but ping pong, is it breaking up? Ping ponging is about bringing women together on the phone, just together, so one on one, where you help each other decondition your fears and your traumas and your archetypes around your goals. So you may be like, I really want to allow myself to call in 3 more clients. And the reason they're not showing up is not because you're not posting enough content, right? Because you're not like creating that much content, just like you're not
No,
really, right?
no.
It's more about you don't know how to get out of your own way, like you don't know how to get out of your own conditioning, you don't know how to get out of your own head about cells, and you just don't know the cells script that Eva was, you were talking about how your clients just literally know the script.
Yeah.
You don't know how to lead people through a sales conversation where, at the end you're selling a package for several $1,000s. So those are really the only 3 things. So ping ponging is always free because it's just something you get to do in any of my courses and any of my groups. So is that fair to say, Eva, that like it's unlimited, you get in the group, you can ping pong day and night with people all over the world. So
Yes, it's unbelievable. The community of sisters that are in the group, you get to, it's like, it feels so, it's like it's a way to connect with them, but also it's a way to connect, as Alex is saying, to your higher self, which can lead you to the next aligned step and the next aligned step and the next aligned step. And sometimes it happens overnight. It happens quite quickly when you get into it. It's just wonderful to see, and you get that element of being pleasantly surprised by the universe and how things just come together, which is amazing. And
it's a
I would
celebration.
also add,
Yeah, like we
right, and
celebrate all the wins in the group.
right, yeah, and I would also add is that you get so activated after you ping pong. It's like you call it like the ping pong buzz. And I wasn't really sure what that meant at the beginning, but now that I have done it, I experience it and it becomes almost like addictive because you love it. You feel so great when you do it, and it doesn't require a lot of time. Sometimes with some of the ladies in the group, we only have, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, and at least it gets you going.
Yeah.
So you're able to tackle your day or that thing that you need to do that's on your to-do list from that energy, which is so much more magnetic and it's so more energized. So you breeze through it. Like really that whole sense of whenever we talk about procrastination or having so much to do and not having the energy for it, when we have ping ponged, then it's like we switched it around. We just become the identity that is ready to do the task or the project or whatever it is, and it gets done so much easier and effortlessly. And that is what it's all about. Like you dimension life from that perspective, and it's just fantastic. I don't have anything but praises for ping ponging.
I
I
know.
love it.
I'm gonna get the lemon merch.
Yes.
Wear the
Please.
t-shirts. Yeah,
Yes.
it's incredible. And especially when you're kind of alone, like a lot of people are lonely at home behind their computer trying to figure out things in their head. And that's very draining because the head's not really
Yeah.
meant to make decisions or even know how to uncreate itself. Like the archetypes, I always say the archetypes will never delete themselves. So if you have a strong archetype who's in resistance, who's in procrastination, who's in doubt and denial and all of those energies, it's hard to do it on your own, and you may not have like the desire to like hire a bunch of people. So the ping ponging is free because you get to just consistently keep checking with your parts, and I hope you'll ping pong forever. And sometimes some sisters they fall down, they fall away from like really activated ping ponging, and I can see in their posts and in their Facebook, because I'll see their Instagram, I'll see it, and I'm like, she hasn't been ping ponging either at all or on the right thing. Because sometimes
Mhm.
you could ping pong on why would I be opposed to have a sell this week? Why would I be opposed to write my articles? But sometimes that's not it. Like, so that's why it's good to
Right.
ping pong with someone else because she'll pick up on it. She go, I don't think that's it. I'm feeling this. And then you do it
Yeah.
on this, and it's like, whoa, everything opens up. So it is very intuitive and it's magical. And I'm so glad of the results. It's up and up only from here. You'll see it's going to be like up and down on the way up. It's going to be like up and down on the way up, but because you're not going to make it mean anything. Like you're not going to make the little subtle adjustments mean anything. It won't take you back down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
keep going, and you're like, well, as long as I surrender and let go, as long as I'm in alignment and I listen to my sacral, if you're a sacral being, then you're going to be having a great time. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. I think that was it. Let me super quick check if I had anything else I wanted to say. No, we said everything I wanted to talk about. Perfect. Okay. Have an amazing holiday. I know we'll be ping ponging probably, maybe. I don't know.
Yes.
You're on
Yes.
your
Yes.
holiday,
Yes.
but maybe if you have 15 minutes away from the kids. And have
Oh,
fun.
absolutely. Yes. Thank you so much, Alix. And to everyone listening, yeah, definitely. If you are very, very keen and curious to know what is ping ponging all about, I can only say try it out, because it can only change things for the better in such a magical way. And if you are all about feeling inspired and living the magical life, it's not a pipe dream. Like I feel like it's a very charmed life for me at this point, but that was not where I was a year ago, and definitely not on the last holiday. It was
Yeah.
still a lot of There was still a lot of questions and doubts, and it's just amazing what it can do in such a short time. So yeah, go check it out and try it
Yeah.
for
And I
yourself.
don't, yeah, I guess if anyone's watching this and wanting to know if they can join anything, just send me a DM, because I don't know when you'll be watching this, so I don't know what I have
Right.
going on. I know I'm going to do a really awesome human design deconditioning ping pong odyssey soon. I think it's in August, because I channel all of my programs and they're all divinely guided. So there will be ping ponging, but there's ping ponging in all of my programs. And then we're going to definitely do another sales angel, how to do sales conversation. So you guys just DM me. And if you want to work with Eva, I'll post your link too, because Eva's amazing. And Eva
Thank
includes, so when you guys learn ping ponging inside my groups, then you get to use it if you want with your clients, right? So you probably have some ping pong calls with your clients. Do they love it?
Yeah, so I feel that with them, it really helps them as well to see those blind spots
Yeah.
that we believe consciously we don't have. But then with the right type of questions, as Alix says, there's a lot of intuitive questioning that goes on, because with the right questions, you can really unlock those blind spots and they can really start to see for themselves, like, oh, I see. This is the story that I'm telling myself that I don't think that I'm telling myself. But now that I see it for what it is, I can turn it around. So it's quite powerful.
Yeah, it becomes a really predictable roadmap for them. And it's not like therapy where they have to talk forever. It's more like they still see it for themselves. Like they'll see their own
Right.
archetypes. They'll be like, oh, wow, I never realized that voice came from that part in me. And then they realize that part takes up 80%. And you're like, yeah, no wonder you're not able to be over here. If your mother archetype takes up 80%, you're not going to have any sales, because mothers don't make money usually. They're home with the kids. Or if you have the
Yeah.
student archetype, the student isn't going to want to get paid. So there's all these pivots. So Sabrina is another amazing, win, success story too. And all of you guys, I'm so proud of you ladies. So happy. All right. Have fun.
Mhm.
Thank you for taking the time
So,
on your way to Vancouver. And I will see you soon. And sending love
thank you,
to
Elise.
everybody. Okay.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.